Hey everybody, we are live, and today's reading is going to be Magic United, Book 6, Chapter 1, Witches of Pressler Street from the Terra Novice universe. And first I want to do a birthday shout out to Dan Wilcox in Essex, who's having a unique birthday this year, like a lot of people. And a hello to Ian in Lancashire, and a hello to Anne in Canada, our mushroom expert. If you have a birthday coming up and you'd like a shout out, let me know. Or if you just like a shout out, let me know. You can even include a fun fact about yourself, and I'll include that too. These all will be available on YouTube. The YouTube channel link is in today's edition. Especially next week, we will be reading a book every day, the same book. So if you want to catch up, you'll know where you can find it. And it will be available the same day by dinner time Central Time. So I hope everybody's doing well. Continue to write to me if you'd like. I will write you back. Things are going well here. You're probably going to see Lois, the good dog, and Leela pass back and forth behind me. And you'll probably hear them during this too. If you've been tuning in before, you've probably already heard that. I'm doing okay. I am walking every day. I'm going to try some lunchtime yoga. It's one of the, there are good things that are coming out of this. One of them is how everybody is trying to share their talent. And so yoga is one of the things I've been meaning to do. Might as well start today. Okay, so Chapter 1, Magic United, Book 6, Witches of Pressler Street from the Terra Novice universe. Thank you all for all the support you're giving these readings, and thank you for letting me know that they're doing something for you. They're definitely doing something for me. I feel more connected to all of you. So here we go. Magic's only been totally off its rocker for what? Just a few days, right? Emily Hadstrom shook her head as she and her older sister Nikki and Laura climbed the cement steps from the sidewalk up to their old Victorian-style house at the top of the small hill on Pressler Street. That fairy acted like another unawakened pea brain when we dropped him off with that transport bubble, like he'd never seen magic before. Leonidas deserves a little bit more of a break, Em. Laura spread her arms and shrugged. The guy had his apothecary raided by the Gorofrex, was kidnapped. With me, by the way, and had no idea what the energy core was for or how in the world the three of us just managed to pop the Gorofrex off into a different dimension using nothing but an iron lance and a few potions. Hey, don't forget that whole suspended without gravity thing. Nikki turned around and pointed at her sisters with a half smile. That was like magic working in reverse. Or magic working to reverse the natural laws on this ship, like gravity and physics. Laura brushed her long dark hair, the same all three Hadstrom witches had inherited from their mom, back over her shoulder. Not sure which one it would actually be at this point. But good thing your part Kashgar boyfriend's a physics professor, huh? Emily elbowed her oldest sister in the ribs and laughed. Like, how lucky did you get with that one, huh? Whatever questions you can't answer, Laura, turns out Nathan can. I don't know if I'd necessarily call that lucky, Em. More like compatible. What? Compatible? Emily stopped in the middle of the walkway halfway between the top of the stairs and the Hadstrom sisters' front door. Wow, talk about a hopeless romantic over here, huh? You sure you can't come up with a better description than that? Maybe I could if I wasn't. Laura stopped just a few feet ahead of her youngest sister and cocked her head. Nikki looked up from staring at the air beneath her and studied Laura's frown. You weren't what? Wondering what the heck's going on in our house right now. What? The Hadstrom sisters all looked up at their house, which now flashed from the inside with a multitude of different colored lights, one right after the other. Looks like someone's throwing a rave in our living room, Emily muttered. I seriously doubt that Chuck and Nathan would have anything to do with raves. Nikki cocked her head and shifted her weight onto one leg. Okay, maybe Chuck, if I went with him, but not Nathan. And they definitely don't have enough firepower between the two of them to be blasting off that kind of magic. I seriously hope not. Come on. Laura headed up the walkway again toward their front door, and her sisters followed. Emily blinked quickly and shook her head. Wait a minute. You hope they don't have enough magic for that? So you're hoping that something in our house that we don't know about does have enough magic to throw a rave in our living room. No, and just Laura paused on the cement block of their front porch and held up a hand for her sisters to wait. I meant that I hope it's not them getting in trouble with magic nobody can control lately, except for us. With a smirk, Emily folded her arms and raised an eyebrow at her older sister, because we have the Hadstrom magic jumper cables. Laura puffed out a sigh and held her open hand toward Nikki. Nikki grasped it, then grabbed Emily's fingers with her other hand until the sister witches formed a chain on their own front porch. Just don't try to cast anything until we know exactly what's going on, okay? The last thing we need is for 3 spells to backfire at the same time just because we couldn't decide on where to funnel our focus. Got it, Emily nodded. Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Laura twisted the doorknob on their front door, which was fortunately still unlocked, and shoved open the door. The flashing multicolored light still continued out inside, now punctuated by high-pitched shrieking every few seconds after a particularly bright flash. The sisters stepped inside, still connected by the hands, and Emily lashed her foot out behind her to slam the door shut. The source of all the surprised yelling and the out-of-control spellcasting in their living room didn't even seem to notice the Hellstrom sisters had come home again. Quickly, Laura, Nikki, and Emily rushed across the foyer and into the living room on their left. They stopped just inside the entryway and stared with wide eyes at what none of them had expected to see. Wow, look at that. Emily dropped Nikki's hand and scratched her head. A pea brain with broken magic. Nikki glanced back over her shoulder and hissed, "That's Dave." I know. And there he was, the owner of Blue Silk Records, Chuck's best friend, and the last human host the Hadstrom sisters had saved from the Gorefreck's possession. Dave's hands were outstretched in front of him, sparks of every color bursting from his fingertips, as he tried in vain to aim them away from anything that might be severely damaged from his lack of magical control, which was probably everything. A sharp bark and a whine came from the ceiling. The Hadstrom sisters looked up, and all 3 of their jaws dropped when they saw their immortal bulldog, Speedy, dog-paddling through the air just below the ceiling, suspended by bubbles of Dave's unhinged magic that apparently had no intention of bringing the family pet back down where he belonged. Nathan had gotten up on the couch and now jumped as high as he could, swiping at Speed's back paws and trying to get a hold of the poor animal. Wow. Nikki ran her hand through her dark hair. Em and I leave for a few hours to go rescue Laura from the Gorefrecks. And this is our big welcome home, huh? Dave let out a yelp of surprise and whirled toward the sisters. A barrage of brilliantly flashing silver bubbles lighting up the living room like a few dozen disco balls hurled from the man's outstretched hands. All 3 Hadstrom sisters ducked, and the magical bubbles soared over their heads to wreak havoc somewhere else in their house. Nathan stopped jumping on the couch. "You're back!" "Of course we're back," Emily gestured to Laura, "and we got her." "Okay, try this." Chuck came barreling into the living room from the mudroom in the back, brandishing his sister's bright yellow broom. He skidded to a stop when he saw the witches standing just off the foyer and grinned. "You did it. And you guys have obviously been busy." Laura glanced up at Speed, who'd now given up on trying to swim through air and had taken up his usual lazy slump on his belly, just on top of a bunch of pea-brain bubbles this time. Nathan laughed and bent down to climb off the couch. Whoa, get the dog down first." "Right." The physics professor nodded at Chuck, who seemed to have forgotten about the broom in his hand. Chuck blinked, tossed the broom to Nathan, and leaped aside when Dave's stream of non-stop magic sent what now looked like fish bowls full of miniature safari animals flying toward the back of the living room. "Oh, come on." Nathan swiped at Speed with the broom, but now the bubbles had taken the dogs far enough away that even the lanky part Kashgar couldn't reach him with the broom's extra 5 feet. "Guys, I have no idea what's going on," Dave